Welcome everyone to Begin with Breath Tai Chi. My name is Dr. Adam Potts, the Tai Chi PT, and today is Tai Chi for better balance. All right, if you can hear me okay, type in Team Live. If you're here live, if you're on the replay, type in Team Replay. All right, also click the like button if this class is benefiting you in any way. That'll send this out to more people. All right, we have a couple of announcements, and then I have a special treat for you today. But first, if you're a new member of our community, then please register for your new member webinar. It's an introduction to Tai Chi. It's going to be via Zoom this weekend, Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You have to register in order to attend. You'll get a link to join the session in your email. All right, it's free to join. Just click the link above or below the video in the video description. If you can't find it, type in webinar, and our team will reach out to you with the link. All right, also, you can still register for Flexibility 30 Days of Tai Chi. It's a free 30-day program where you'll get a 10 to 15-minute class sent directly to your inbox every day for 30 days. All right, there's also a clickable calendar that you can click on and bounce around at whatever class you want, and there's some other options that you'll be informed about once you enroll. All right, so enroll for free. You'll get a welcome email with all the instructions. All right, the link is above or below the video in the video description. All right, if you can't find that link, then just type Flexibility and someone from our team will give you that link. All right, and so we're going to do today a 15-minute Tai Chi flow that's designed to improve balance of the body and the mind. All right, and then after the flow, I had a special request. I had a couple of questions. Actually, this question I get a lot, actually all the time, is what's the difference between parting horse's mane and warding off? So I'm going to show you the main differences between those two movements after the flow, so stick around if you can. Now, I do have a special treat for you today. So today I wanted to share a song with you using the Native American flute. It's a little hobby of mine. It just will really help to set the tone for the class. All right, I hope you enjoyed the song. So I love playing the flute. It really just energizes me and makes my Tai Chi feel even better. So, so if you like that, let me know, and I'll maybe do a few more songs throughout the rest of the sessions we have together. All right. So without further ado, find a place where you can do some mindful movement. If you're new here, you don't need a lot of space, just enough room where you can reach your arms out to the side and enough to where you can take a step forward and take a step back. All right, so for this sequence, you don't have to get it perfect. Just follow along the best you can. I'll be your mirror image. You can have a seat at any time. We'll begin with the feet together or as close as you can. The hands can come to the lower abdomen. Just taking a few deep breaths in and out. Abdominal breathing. As you breathe in, the belly expands. As you breathe out, the belly returns toward the spine. Just coming into the present moment, arriving in the body, letting go of all the worries from the day, letting go of all considerations. Just being here and now. And then on the next inhale, you can hold the breath at the top just for a moment, and then let it out with a big sigh. Just letting out tension and stress. The hands can float down by the sides. As you breathe in, the arms float up. They circle in front as you gather in the energy. Bring it right into the heart. Send it down through the body towards the earth, sinking the chi. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Feeling all the sensations that you can. One more time, sink the chi. This time you can step one foot out to the side, either foot. The arms float up in front, just to about shoulder height. The arms get heavy, floating down. Breathing in like mist rising from the lake. Breathing out, floating down like a soft rain. We call this opening the door, the start of the journey. Then this time you can lift your heels if you want, coming on the balls of your feet as you rise up. Then as the arms float down, very gently lifting the toes. One more time, rising up if you want. You can always keep the feet down. And then lifting the toes. And then from here, the hands float up in front, shift your weight to one side, draw the hands in towards the heart, step in. And then step right out to the corner, pushing forwards in space. Breathing in, drawing in, breathing out, push the mountain. Really feeling the sensations in the body. How mindful can you be? One more time, the push. This time the hands float up. Come all the way up and over, down in front of the body. Scooping under, gathering in the energy, gathering in the breath, letting it wash through the body, giving us healing and vitality. Breathing in, breathing out one more time, Tai Chi circling. This time the hands float back in towards the heart, step the front foot in, shift the weight, step in and step out to the other corner, pushing the mountain. Breathing in and breathing out, or take as many breaths as you need. Just keep on breathing. Feeling the sensations, taking your time. No rush. Nowhere to go. One more time, the push. Then the hands float up. They come down in front of the body, scooping under, gathering in the energy, gather in the breath. And back down. You're gathering in something precious, letting it wash through the body. One more time, Tai Chi circling. Then step the front foot in, hug the tree, and soften. From here, both arms float over to the side, they drift down. They float up to shoulder height, and then other side, drifting over, floating up. And then from here, this hand scoops down and comes right out in front to about eye level and down. Same side, just the arms at first. The elbow bends, the hand comes up, the other hand by the hip. And this time you can lift your leg if you like, touching down as needed. The elbow right over the thigh. The rooster stands on one leg. Stepping down. And then once again, you can keep your foot down or you can lift it up, just meeting yourself where you're at. You can always go forward from there. One more time on this side. The rooster stands on one leg. The arms drift over to the other side, floating up. And then from here, this hand scoops down and comes right out in front. Still breathing. Once again, just the arms, taking your time. Coming into the present moment, the body and the breath. This time you can lift your leg if you want, touching down as needed. That still counts. This time you can lift your leg if you want, touching down as needed. It's okay to wobble. That's how we train the balance. A little bit of challenge is okay. One more time. Very nice. Circle all the way around and hug the tree. And then from here, the arms open wide. Then this hand here scoops under, step in as you catch the moon. Then step right out to the corner. The bottom hand tosses the moon into the sky. The other hand pushes down. And then circle it back around, parting the wild horse's mane. Bottom hand floats up, the other hand floats down. And as always, don't worry about getting it perfect. As long as you're moving, I'm happy. One more time. This time we'll catch the moon, and then we'll spin the moon. So the bottom hand comes up overhead to block out the sun, the other hand pushes through. And then circle it back around again. The fair lady works at shuttles. Spin the moon, push through. One more time. We call the fair lady for short. And then step back in, hug the tree. Take your time and soften. The arms open. This hand scoops under, step in, catch the moon, step out to the other corner. Bottom hand guides the moon into the clouds. The other hand pushes down. Circle it back around, parting the wild horse's mane, creating tranquility out of chaos. Breathing in, breathing out one more time. This time, catch the moon and then spin the moon. So the bottom hand comes up, the other hand pushes through. Circle it back around. Fair lady works at shuttles, sometimes called weaving at the loom. One more time. And step back in, hug the tree. And then from here, both arms open up wide. The hands float down, the backs of the hands face each other. They float up the midline of the body and then drift right out to the sides, the fountain. Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out, letting go. As we learn to move like water, soft but powerful. One more time, the fountain. And then reverse direction with the arms, circle in front, hug the tree. And then from here, the arms open up wide. Then this hand here scoops under, step in as you catch the moon. This time we'll step right out to the side. And as you step out, the bottom arm floats up until it's parallel with the earth. The other hand pushes down. And then circle it back around, warding off. Lifting and expanding. Just letting go. One more time. This time the bottom hand scoops under, fingertips slide down. Circle it all the way around again, rolling back. Receiving the energy, can we receive as gracefully as we give? This time, toss it away. The arms float right out to the side. The hand folds in, pressing palm to palm. Shift the weight forward. Slide down, toss away. Fold it in, shift forward. One more time, the press. And then from here, the hands separate, draw them in towards the heart, push back out, the push. Breathing in, breathing out one more time, pushing the mountain, just like we did in the beginning. And then from here, sit back and open. Wipe across the horizon. Take your time as you step in, catch the moon. And then step right out to the side. Bottom arm floats up till it's parallel with the earth. Other hand floats down, warding off. Breathing in, breathing out. Once again, taking your time. Just breathing. This time, bottom hand scoops under, fingertips slide down, circle it around, rolling back, yielding, tuning into the sensations we normally tune out. One more time. This time, toss it away. The hand folds in, pressing palm to palm, shift the weight forward. Slide down, toss away, fold it in, press. One more time, nice and soft. We call this the press. And then from here, the hands separate, draw in towards the heart, and then push back out. Nice and easy, nice and slow. One more time, just like the ocean. The tide rolls in, the tide rolls out. And then sit back, open, wipe across. We'll do each movement one time, grasping the bird's tail, step in, catch the moon, step out, and ward off. Roll back. Toss away. Press. Release. Draw in and push. Sit back, open, wipe across, other side, grasping the bird's tail. Step in, catch the moon, and then step out and ward off. Roll back. Toss away. Hold it in and press. Release. Draw in and push. Sit back. This time, hug the tree, bring it right to the center and soften. From here, the arms open up wide. The hands float down, the fingertips point up, gently rotate to one side. One hand spirals forward, the other one spirals behind, making the tiger claws. Other side, gentle rotation, the hands come up. One hand comes forward, the other behind. Breathing in. Breathing out one more time, the tiger claw. This time the fingertips keep on going all the way up overhead. The hands spiral out and away from each other. And then down. Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out, floating down. We call this silk reeling. Spiraling the energy throughout the body, creating healing and vitality in the body and mind. One more time, silk reeling. Then from here, step one foot in, coming on the ball of the foot. The arms float out to the sides like a beautiful bird we call the crane. This time you can lift your leg if you want, touching down as needed. Breathing in, breathing out. And then this time the arms can float up and over, just as much as you can. And then stepping down, other side, just the arms at first, the crane. Breathing in, breathing out. This time you can lift your leg if you like. Touching down as needed, just letting go of judgment. Instead, bringing curiosity to your experience. This time reaching up and over, stepping down. This time the hands come down, the palms face up. The hands come forward as the hips go back. The palms face away from each other. They open, scooping all the way around and under, and then back out in front. Two hands offering. The hands go forward, the hips go back. Palms face away, open, rising up. Offering love and compassion. Offering presence and even forgiveness. And anything else you'd like to see in the world. One more time, two hands offering. This time the palms face up, one hand on top of the other by the lower abdomen. This hand floats up and over, and then down the center line of the body. Other side, breathe in as the hand floats up, breathing out, centering. Calming the heart, calming the mind. Creating presence. One more time, centering. This time both arms float all the way up and over just as much as you can. The hands float down to the waist as you soften the hips and knees. And circle the hands in front as if you had a big ball in front of the body, scooping under, back up to the heart, and down. One more time, open the heart, rising up, softening down. This time making a diamond shape with the hands in front of the heart, and then press out, sending out all your loving kindness to the world. May all beings be free from suffering. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they live with ease. Then turning your palms to face yourself, the hands come to the heart. May I be kind to myself. May I feel connected with all beings. May I love myself just as I am. Then the hands can float down to the lower abdomen. You can step your feet together or as close as you can. You can close your eyes or keep a soft gaze, letting your body rock and sway ever so slightly, like bamboo in the wind. It's feeling all the sensations that arise in the body. Feel the body breathing. You don't have to do a thing. Just being here is enough. And then bring your attention into your heart, creating an inner smile, expressing gratitude to yourself for being here today. And if your eyes were closed, you can slowly open them. The hands can come together in front of the heart, and we can finish with a bow. I thank you all so much for joining me for this Tai Chi flow. So as always, I'd love to hear how it felt for you. So tune into your body, notice how you're feeling, and then type in the comments how you're feeling right now. All right, and then stick around for a few more. If you ever wanted to learn, or if you ever wanted to know the difference between parting horse's mane and warding off, I'm going to show you the differences and similarities in just a moment. Oh, thanks, Tom. Reminds me of the guitar days. We should have did a little play the peapod today, too. We'll have to do that next time. So awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mildred. All right. Thanks, Karen. Awesome. All right. So what I wanted to do now, though, so that's what we call flow style Tai Chi, where you don't have to memorize anything. There's also traditional Tai Chi where you do memorize things. You try to get all the details. And so I like to do a little combination of those things sometimes, but mostly flow style is my favorite. So but traditional Tai Chi is beautiful, and it really has other benefits, such as improving cognitive function even more. So it is good to do both. So learning anything is helpful for the brain, right? And so that's what we're going to do today, is go through some of the details of some of the movements. All right, so one of them is called parting horse's mane, and it's very similar to warding off, but there are some differences that I'm going to teach you today. All right, so we'll do it based off the flow style. So during the flow, and I'll go to the corner, or maybe I'll go to the side so that you can kind of see a little better. So what we usually do is we step in and catch the moon, right? So this is called embracing the moon, and we're in what's called a T-step, where your toe or your ball of your foot's touching. So that just kind of gives us a little balance as we come in, because we always want to come in before we go out. It's the yin and the yang. All right, we always want to contract before we expand. Right? That's one of the principles of Tai Chi. It's how we develop so much power. Even if your opponent's bigger than you, you could actually still be successful by using these principles. All right, so first we gather in, and then we step out. So as we step out, we step into a bow step. All right, so I'll just demonstrate it first, and then we'll kind of break it down a little bit more. So we step into a bow step. The bottom arm floats up kind of diagonally. The other hand pushes down. All right, so this is parting horse's mane. All right, so I'm just going to, now we go into a lot more detail in our courses, but I'm just going to give you an overview today. And so what's happening, and just kind of explain what's happening. So what's happening is we're in a bow step. So the bow step is when one foot's forward, facing straight ahead. We'll call that 0 degrees. The back foot is out 45 degrees. All right, so not 90. You can do that if you want, but traditionally it's 45. The front knee is bent. The back leg is mostly straight, but a slight bend. You never really want to lock out the joints when you're standing on them if you can help it. It usually, what it does is it puts too much stress on the joints, kind of bone on bone. But if you bend slightly, you activate the muscles. So it makes you stronger and keeps your joints healthy. All right, so this is the bow step. So there's a channel. So for some people, maybe you're familiar with yoga, where you're kind of in this narrow stance, maybe doing some yoga postures. So that's fine, but it's not Tai Chi. So with Tai Chi, we actually have a bow wider stance. It's called the bow and arrow step, or just the bow step. All right, so that's what we're doing there, is we're in this nice wide stance so that we're stable. All right, and then let's talk about the arms. So the bottom arm is at like the bottom of the moon. So with parting horse's mane, the bottom hand comes up diagonally. All right, so it comes up from here and goes up. All right, so down to up. All right, so it's like if someone's right there, we're kind of going whoosh, and we're chopping them, kind of knocking them right over. So if they were actually, the martial application would be if they were standing right here, they'd be right on the inside of your leg, so you could knock them right over your leg. And they call it the bottle opening technique. It's like you're opening a bottle cap, you just kind of knock them right over your leg. So that's really what this is for, is to lift and lock and come up. The other hand pushes down, so it's called splitting. So this splitting motion. All right, so that's the real energy. The energy is called splitting, and that's parting horse's mane. The hand pushes down, and it finishes right by the waist. All right, and so it's not actually by the hip. It's actually in front of the waist with the palm facing down, slightly tilted. All right, so this is what's sometimes called the tiger's mouth. It's the space between the index and the middle finger. It's like that webbing. So if you want to get it really exact, you don't have to, but if you want to, then the tiger's mouth points right at the center of your forearm, of the one that's up. All right, so that's where you know if you can kind of adjust your hand so it's tilted up. So if you were to draw a line, it would go right to the forearm center. All right. And then the torso is also coming forward slightly. So some traditions are more vertical, but the way that we do it with Begin with Breath Tai Chi, and in Yang Family Tai Chi, there's a forward lean with parting horse's mane. All right, so that's the one that we do, and so that way your shoulder, hip, and knee are kind of all in one alignment. Actually, you can see it better from this angle. So if I was here, or actually, I'm trying to see, maybe that was a good angle. Yeah, I think that was a good angle, actually. Yeah, so my shoulder, hip, and knee are all in the same alignment. All right, so that's parting horse's mane. Now with ward off, it's very similar. We're in a bow step, so we start off the same way. We catch the moon. All right, then we step out into a bow step. However, instead of the bottom arm coming up diagonally, it really comes up right in front until it's parallel with the earth. All right, so it's here. All right, so parallel with the earth. All right, right in front of the heart. So the wrist, kind of like, or maybe even the center of the forearm, or right in between the wrist. It depends on your arm length, but basically kind of your wrist inner forearm area is right in front of your heart. All right, so that's one of the main differences. Parting horse's mane, the fingertips are pointing up towards the sky, the palms facing up, the elbow is mostly straight, but a slight bend. With ward off, the fingertips point out to the side. So we're basically just rotating it. The other hand's the same though. All right, so instead of coming up, just rotate it down. That's really the main difference with the arm. Instead of up, is down. Well, it's up and straighter, down and just a little bit more bent. All right, so it's coming up almost like a bucket handle, like if you're on the side of a bucket, coming up like that. The other hand comes down. Now the torso is squared off, but the other hand is down, so it opens you up a little bit, so it's not completely squared off. So it's a little open, but parting horse's mane is 45 degrees. So the torso is 45 degrees. Ward off, you're more in line with your front leg. All right. So that's the main difference. The footwork's the same. You still have that same forward lean. Parting horse's mane, ward off. Well, parting horse's mane, a little open. Ward off, a little bit more squared off. All right, so once again, the martial application, if someone was here, you'd step on the outside of them, and then you could bring them right up and over your leg for parting horse's mane. For ward off, if someone were to punch at you, then you could block, right? And then use your other hand to maybe do a joint lock or grab them so you can control, and then maybe roll back. And so parting horse's mane and warding off is actually part of a 4-part movement called grasping the bird's tail, which we did today in the flow. So I did that just so you'd get a sense of how we do it in the flow too. So, but yeah, so ward off is the first part. And so they all have great martial applications, but you can also just do them for health and wellness. So I know some people like to know the details, and so that's what it's at. That's what it's all about. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Once again, that's just an overview. In our courses, we actually break it down. We do the footwork first, then we practice a bunch of times. We do different angles, different views. Then we do the arm work, the torso, and even the eyes. So we didn't talk about the eyes too much today at all, but that's another component that we often talk about too. But I won't go into too much detail. But we do have a course coming up. We have the 24 form coming up in February. So if you're interested, I will be sending out an email here in the next few weeks, and it's the most popular form in the world. So millions of people are doing it all over the world. So if you want to learn that form, it's pretty good for beginners too, I would say. So I think most people will do just fine with it. We have an extended period now, so we're doing longer classes and we're doing it for a longer period. And so that way people really get the best results. All right, so keep an eye on your email for that. If you are interested in learning traditional Tai Chi, we also teach that too. But remember, you can always come to this class as many times as you want. We go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. And yeah, it's totally free and there's no limit. So thank you so much for being here. And I do have a quote to finish the day, or to finish our session. So this quote is from Alan Watts, who said, "To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float." So I love that. It's really in line with our Tai Chi principles of not tensing up so much, just letting go, mastering softness. And then you can always transform it into hardness. But first, you have to master softness. And I would recommend doing that for even the first year. Just focus on letting go of tension. All right, then you can move more efficiently. You'll feel more energetic because you'll have more energy because you won't be wasting it just being tense all the time. All right, so we can really let go, feel more energetic, and just really feel just more relaxed in life. And we'll have a great tool for stress. All right, well, thank you all so much. I will go through all your comments, so please, if you have any questions, let me know. And then we could maybe, if I can't answer it in just a comment, then maybe I'll make a video on it just like today. So this was directly from a question we had the other day. So let me know if you have any questions, and then if I can't, I'll either answer it or even make a video about it. So, so thank you all so much for being here, and until we meet again, I wish you all peace, happiness, and harmony. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, if you're new to the community, please register for the new member webinar. It's this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and you have to register to attend. The link is above or below the video in the description, so just, if you can't find it, type in webinar. And then also, if you can still enroll in Flexibility, 30 Days of Tai Chi, that's also free. And it's a 30-day program where you'll get a free class every day for 30 days sent directly to your inbox. All right, so it's a great way to make mindful movement a part of your daily life. So click on that link too. It's right above or below the video in the description. If you can't find it, just type Flexibility and someone from our team will send you the link. All right, thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time.